Хачили горцан кернер, шат мерсидзес, шат хачилим хандипельдзес, yes, я фим горцан кер, мен к хосенк mets R&D machine hima. I switched to English, okay, because I don't have enough professional terms, but I'm very glad to see you here. Not everyone speaks like English is very much international language, so let's switch to English. Okay, so basically, me and Dmitry, we created a lot of stuff together, and he's head of R&D. I also did my research, very brief introduction. So basically, I've got my PhD in artificial intelligence in 2001, like 24 years ago. It was about multi-agentic system. It was about information gathering activities, planning of information gathering activities. Now it's such a big bubble, and I'm very glad. So we have some thoughts about how to consider this bubble, how we can actually, expect what to expect from it, what will work, what will not work. So we have some background on it. And we have an R&D center here in Armenia called MPP Labs. MPP stands for Massive Parallel Processing. That is, you have to make all the computing on several nodes, like Moore's law limitations do not allow you to scale vertically anymore. Yeah. And Dorofeev, he is head of R&D. He done a lot of stuff with different languages. I'm very proud because we work together, and he's 10x developer. He's really 10x developer. This is what people call someone who is hacker level, like writes in any language, and yeah, it's professional, compliment. So he architectured many products. We build products, we build solutions, and we will talk about our innovative development, applying large language models to data pipelines. Yeah, so we've done a lot of stuff, and we will hopefully do more. Very briefly, like an overview. So we work in verticals, various verticals. This is a technical meeting. I will not talk more about that. Yeah, we will go like to deep computer science. And actually, we have our R&D center here. It's Tasan Hinhoku, 15 people. We hope to grow here big R&D center, and we have headquarters, sales, and implementation office in the United States of America. We recently opened it up, and we hope to have a bridge, economical bridge between Armenia and the United States. And my partners, they work in the US market. We have very interesting projects going on, but we will talk about the technology today. So what else have we done? And we will briefly overview. It's classical BI tools and ETL tools. So it's classics, yeah? Like data visualization, data preparation, data marts, like old school, yeah? We've built many interesting things recently. Yeah, one of those is like applying large language models to, for example, digital archives. Before you could have done enterprise search. Now you can kind of talk to an archive, yeah? Because it's a context aware, and it's really works well. OCR, also it was many years before available, but now with modern trained networks, you can do that differently. It's a separate topic, maybe we will present it later. It's a huge project going on here. And NLP, like natural language processing, again, it was here for many years. And scientists, linguists, mathematicians, they created brilliant software to do the natural language processing in many languages. Nowadays, we can replace it. We tried that, it works with several models, and they can really, muscle by muscle, can replace legacy monolithic software that was doing NLP with similar precision. Not better, not worse, but similar, but much easier to run. And we do a lot of data engineering and machine learning. Remember, machine learning is stuff that's available for 40 years or something, yeah? Okay, so data governance, other stuff, so all things analytical. So we do all things analytical. Let's go further with the presentation. So the basic tools we have, like 2 products. One of those is massively parallel processing ETL tool. Actually, it's ELT, of course. Yeah, and one thing we will talk today about it's extension which will work with large language models. Yeah, that's a hot topic. Let's talk about it. Let's see how it works actually. Does it work? Yeah, you will hear some answers soon. And we have classical BI tool implemented in a very innovative and very provocative manner as a data-centric solution. So I have a strong temptation to talk about it also, but just believe me, it's stuff that runs inside PostgreSQL database as a core. It's written like in database application server. Can you believe it? So we created analytical BI engine that runs inside the database, close to the data. It's much more scalable, much faster, much more secure, much more reliable. And on the client side, we have managed to create very customizable front end. And we have very interesting projects in Armenia going on now. Yeah, we will talk about that later in some other events, hopefully. Hopefully we will get references on that. Can I talk about it now? Okay, go further. So it's a little bit sluggish. Yeah. Yeah, much more reliable. So I give Dima the key.
Yeah, thank you. And my topic is LLM instead of ETL. I think it's a dream. Many customers ask us to create something that will run by itself and magically do tasks. But it's not possible, so LLM for ETL. Actually, it's not my idea. Thanks to Jensen Huang, it's CEO of NVIDIA. And on July, he did interview for CNN and described how he do personal things with LLM models. So it was not for a work or for projects. It's just his general life. And he told, I take the answer from one AI, read ChatGPT, and I give it to the other AI. And I ask them to critique itself. So he actually builds networks of models to judge previous answers, to fine-tune answers, and modify it. And I thought, oh, isn't it ETL? And we have a tool already available, MPP ETL. So just add one node, which represents LLM model, give prompt to it, and you have a system that can do what Jensen told on TV. So, as seen on TV, it's our tool. And if you look here, you see two nodes, LLM node. You can combine it in any complex nets and do useful things. And we see how it works and how precise it works. I did this in 5 minutes with mouse. So you don't need Python scripts, you don't need any programming. Yeah, you don't need any programming skills because our tool is visual and it's what you see is what you get basically. But of course, each node have configuration. And as programmers, we do a lot of stuff to configure every node. And for models, basically, it's many things you can customize. But basically, when working with LLM, you customize it with prompt, right? So main screen and biggest part of it is prompt. This black area is prompt. You need to type yes. Hint, you can ask other LLM to generate prompt for you. Many do that. You can do it. So on the bottom, you can provide a schema definition because this is a key part. Models generate texts, but programs do not work well with text, so you need JSON output. And with this bottom part, you instruct model to generate structured output, JSON. And on the left is a schema, and system will help you to do it correctly. Syntax highlighting available, and so on. And preview tell us that model will generate us this structure with subjects array or list. And just example, it contains 2 items. So we need list of subjects as the answer from this model. It has a lot of configurable things on the top. I will talk about it a bit later. Yeah, but most important thing is when you build ETL pipeline, you cannot debug each step reliably or easy. So in this case, you can ask the model right here with run test button. So you provide data as input, you provide prompt, and you can test it. And here is the real response from this configured LLM model. Here is the subjects, as we asked, and answer is unilateral change. It's one of the classified items model chose. Providers, very important, because basically first question, where is my model? You can run it locally. Please raise your hand who run Llama locally on your notebook. Nice, nice. So it's free. You can download Llama software, thanks Facebook for that, and run it on your notebook. It works not so fast, but works well. VLLM, another software you can run for free. And we can connect our ETL tool with your local model. You don't pay any bucks for your API calls. But you can connect cloud providers, OpenRouter, OpenAI, DeepSeek, Qwen, whatever. And we will add more providers. Nice thing is, if you connect to OpenRouter, you can have 300 models already connected to this tool. I already told a bit about structured JSON output. It's the key, and hint is when you ask model to generate JSON, it will cheaper for you, because it runs faster and takes less points to run. I already described this, that you can test your settings right in the tool, in the configuration screen. And most important thing is blue text here, because you don't write fixed prompt, you write prompt template. And our system will insert text in this prompt, and text will come this node. So you can create system which read texts from some data source and provide it one by one to your LLM node. On every step, it will insert text into the prompt. And you can have as many these variables as you want. 1, 2, 3, 5. So your prompts are dynamic and can be looped. So you can create reliable ETL pipelines with this tool. Just simple example with one variable. And it's not only thing, because hot topic is tools, MCP tools or agents. This is quite new and very unstable technology, but it's hot technology. And nice feature is that inside our MPP ETL, you can create agents. And you actually do it with mouse as well. So here is example. On the flow 1 tab, I created LLM pipeline. On flow 2 tab, I created agent, and I called it get weather. This is just header which provides name for a function. So LLM model can call it later by name. I make HTTP request to the cloud API. Somehow I process it with function and generate output. And MCP out is something that any LLM model can read in our system. And I can have as many agents as I want and connect them to models. And model can answer questions that it was not learned, because it's online, it's very dynamic. So basically, let's presume get weather can have current weather by location. Here's two examples. RAG, who knows what does it mean? Nice. This is a technology that can provide smart search on documents using LLM model which not learned those documents. And you can save a lot of effort, because you don't need to study models to work with your custom documents. Basically, you see it's one screen. I will talk a little later about it. And this is a classification pipeline. You see it's not many nodes here. And each of it can be created in 1 hour. RAG, we used PG Vector. This is extension which runs in PostgreSQL. The tool can connect to database, and this pipeline has two lines. First one needed to populate database with your documents. And second one, provide API available by HTTP to query and search your documents. Basically, it provides API very similar to chat. So you can ask questions, system will generate answers. So you work in a natural language with your data. You can ask how precise, how good is using LLM for such tasks. And we did benchmarking. Old one is LLM model Kimi K2 zero shot. It means we run it as is on data without any preparation. And this is fine-tuned models, state-of-the-art models, which do the same task. And you see 70%, and it's almost the same as best models learned on the data. But if you change your data, you need to retrain models, classical. And it takes weeks or days at least. But if with LLM model, you don't relearn it, don't need to relearn it, and you can do it with minutes to create such pipelines. It's not always work as described, because in this example, on different tests, you see it's not so good. But we still research this area, and I believe we can provide better results. So the main point is, with LLM models, you can do very complex tasks with easy, faster, and with less effort. This is we provide with MPP ETL. Details about benchmarking.
So we invite you to try the technology in real. It will be held in Yerevan. Location is still to be determined. We will find good location. Maybe EUA. We will think about it. It's October 18th. It's Saturday. Yeah. Today is Saturday. Yeah, so it's okay. On weekdays we cannot actually do some deep work. We do shallow work. And on weekends we can do deep work. And what is it about? It's about like deploying some specific data set. So the participants will be able to access the system, the MPP ETL, with pre-configured sandbox with some data set. We have a very strong partner, and hopefully we will announce later what specifically we will provide. Most definitely it will be non-structured data that you can play with and produce JSONs, as Dima described before, and run with different models. We will have to estimate the budgets required and give as much options as possible within the budget. But still, it will be flexible. Yeah, it will be flexible, and hopefully it will be interesting, because one thing you see slides, another thing you are invited to touch the technology for real. Yeah, and it should be very interesting because it's a real world data set with a real challenge, a real problem to address. And I would also say that given our research in R&D, I have like 5 minutes, right? So very briefly, so what are limitations of AI? I promised to tell about that a little. So we saved some minutes to talk about that. So what are limitations? You've seen it works, but some things don't work. So I do believe that recent advancements with large language models, which are actually like deep learning models that are trained on huge amounts of text and other non-structured data, which in itself is a subset of ML, which is like part of AI. But there are also other like AI tools like expert systems, which are very long in play, and ML is very long in play, and it works and it brings results. And with LLMs, you know, 90% of projects fail. 95, according to MIT, very strong research center, like best in the world probably. University says it doesn't work. Okay, what shall we give up, the humankind? Yeah, there are like several things. Like first thing, right? Yeah, we're in the bubble now. Yeah, same thing happened in 1980s, in 1860s on the east coast of the United States, when there was an investment bubble in railroads. Many people invested. Bubble burst, people lost money. Some companies still made it, and to the present day, railroads serve people. Yeah, so same thing will happen with AI. We want to be part of the future infrastructure of AI, which will work. Those 5% maybe, but it will work very good. And people have invented not a replacement of a human brain. Human brain has reasoning, and AGI, to my belief and to many scientists, like hypothesis, is not probably achievable. A general intelligence, yeah, you cannot replace human probably, but what people have invented occasionally, by the way, it's an imitation of a brain of an animal. We need to understand that. Sometimes animals exceed people in like working in groups, like animals, like I don't know, gorillas, like other advanced animals. They have all the emotions, all the problems like people face. Same, like optical character recognition. So animals understand, they recognize patterns, LLMs, and actually like ML. So this stuff can work with several things, like pattern recognition, classification, categorization, certain, like, why JSONs are so well with this data, non-structured data? Because you see the pattern, you squeeze it out. You have a contract, you have a number of a contract, you have a sum of a contract, you have date of the contract, and system really better than human better even than human, can detect these places and very fast and extract it as a JSON, as a structured data. So you can produce structured data based on non-structured. This is what all this speech was all about, yeah. And actually, it's really working well. And not everything works, but this stuff works. We cannot expect LLMs to, like, or in general, AI, to replace people. And early attempts to run reasoning layer on top of, like, cognitive layer failed. Like with OpenAI 5, it failed. But recognition part, like speech recognition, like text recognition, it works pretty well. And it will be even better with more hardware that is like deployed now all over the world. Like billions of dollars are pouring into these data centers. So this cognitive part will work even better. And if we will understand the competition is ongoing, yeah. If we as data engineers, we will understand what works with less complexity, what gives you the results. In this case, you will definitely leverage the technology, and you will be within this 5% of the projects that do not fail. And that will make history and legacy. That's it.
Okay, thank you for the